Following the Jungle Inferno update, which was released in 2017, Valve appeared to step away from Team Fortress 2. It's speculated this was due to the game's age, being a decade old at the time, and reports indicate that Valve wasn't happy with how Jungle Inferno performed internally. This was marked as the last major update the game would receive, with the community-dubbed Blue Moon update being the last balance patch the game got in March of 2018. For 5 years, the community was left to sit and wonder what would happen to TF2, and if it would ever receive any significant updates again.
5 years. 5 long years.
From 2018 to 2023 is what I like to call the dark times, as we had bots flooding the official servers, gimmicky seasonal updates, and no communication from Valve. Things continued like this for about 5 years, until in February of 2023, a group of community mapmakers sent a letter to Valve. In short, the letter addressed how there was burnout in the community as maps were mainly created for seasonal events such as Halloween and Smithmas. The mapmakers wanted to make more traditional maps that would be included in the game all year round. And Valve actually responded to this by putting out a blog post promising a more inclusive and exciting summer update later that year. They also said the update would be more akin to an update-sized update.
This is a bucket.
Dear God.
There's more.
No.
Messy. This is a bucket.
No.
And swiftly after the community lost their minds to hearing update-sized update, Valve changed it to holiday-sized update instead. This helped set expectations for what was to come, but it still promised at least something new and exciting. And later that year, we officially got the TF2 Summer 2023 update. And for the first time in years, an update was actually advertised by Valve on Steam. And with good reason too, as this was a big update. The update added 14 new community-created maps, 25 cosmetics, 10 war paints, 6 taunts, 20 unusual effects, and some bug fixes, as well as a surprise addition to the game. A new community-created game mode called Versus Saxon Hale, in which the mercenaries fight Hale in 4 different arena-styled maps. One player is chosen to play as Saxon Hale, in which he uses overpowered abilities to fight against the opposing team. The rest of the players team up to take down Saxon Hale. The mode introduces new class and weapon balancing to make certain playstyles viable. I would highly recommend this game mode if you've never tried it before. Overall, the summer update finally added some decent cosmetics to the game, some funny taunts, and 14 maps that were made available all year round. We even got a Warpaint case that finally rivaled the Smithmas 2017 one. The summer update met many players' expectations. Valve definitely did a really good job choosing the content for the event, and they made sure to continue the trend of quality updates for the rest of the year. For Halloween, we got a limited time event called Zombie Infection. It's basically Left 4 Dead 2's Versus mode, with each zombie mercenary having their own special abilities. Basically, survivors attempt to stay alive until the timer reaches 0, and the zombies attempt to infect every surviving mercenary. Zombie Infection felt very special, as we have never received such a unique game mode like this before. Now, although Smithmas didn't get a new community game mode, we were still treated to one of the best Christmas maps we have ever received. Koth Krampus has you fight Krampus. Borrowing the idea from Halloween maps, instead of fighting some old wizard in a robe, you fight a monster out of pagan folklore. But yeah, 2023 was a great year for TF2. Because Valve implemented VScript into the game, the community was able to make more ambitious and creative maps and game modes than they ever could in the past. Although the community continued to create fantastic content for the seasonal updates in 2024, I'd actually like to focus on what Valve did during this year. I'm being for real.
But Seal Guy, Valve abandoned the game and left it infested with bots.
It is hard for me to defend Valve's actions from 2018 to 2023, especially with them doing next to nothing when it came to the bot crises. However, I do truly believe Valve cooked in 2024. Maybe not as hard as an 8-star Michelin chef, but more akin to an eager young fry cook. So yeah, let's dive in and see what Valve did in 2024. So I feel like at the start of 2024, the TF2 team approached a higher up at Valve, and the conversation went like, "Hey, so can we actually do something with Team Fortress 2?" And the higher up responded by burping money into their face, but they were just like, "Yeah, go ahead, whatever, I don't really care." And for once they actually worked on the game and updated it. As stated previously, Valve gave us the regular seasonal updates we've all come to expect, as well as balancing, tweaking, and some new maps for the previously added community game modes. Our first actual Valve update came in April, when TF2 got 64-bit support for Windows and Linux. This basically improved performance across the board, especially for people playing on low-end systems. Now just having the game run smoother, with fewer FPS drops, just felt like a dream, and it was really great of Valve to add out of nowhere. The next major thing to note is during the summer update in July, we sort of got a weapon buff. Now, this was Valve really fixing a bug with the Neon Annihilator not getting crits on enemies who were covered in gas from the gas passer. But considering the slightly buffed both weapons, it was praised as an actual balance change by the community. In August, we had the maximum number of backpack slots increased from 3,000 to 4,000. For people with big inventories, this was a very welcome change. Over the years, your backpack fills with so many Halloween drops, cases, and MVM parts that more storage is really appreciated. Later in October, we had a fix for Blue Scout's pants. Apparently since release, Blue Scout has been wearing red pants. This fix is funny as 24 hours later, the change was reverted as it conflicted with other existing cosmetics, but I'll always remember this fix being celebrated upon its release. And after that, in November, we got a small update to matchmaking, which helped to improve the game coordinator and how it's set up in game lobbies. This helped to ensure you got placed in closer regions, as well as making sure that lobbies would always remain full. If someone left, it would immediately look for a replacement player. Alright, so I've saved Valve's biggest contributions to the game in 2024 for the end of the video. Now the player base has been asking for these two things since 2017. That being a fix for the bot problem, and the final TF2 comic number 7. And Valve actually did it. In June of 2024, Valve got rid of the bots after almost 7 years. No update, no announcement, nothing. They just disappeared. All we got was a Steam support page for TF2 talking about game bans, proving Valve did something, but it was never clear exactly what they did. This was a huge win for the community as it simply meant we could finally play the game we love in peace. And as of recording, there are almost no bots in casual, meaning you can play the game once again. And then the comic. Released at the end of the year in December, Valve gave us the gift of finally knowing how the TF2 story ends. Was it worth waiting 7 years?
No!
But it was just nice knowing how the TF2 story ended. If you haven't read the last comic yet, I highly recommend you do so. The last 2 years of TF2 have been a display of love and admiration for the game by both the community and Valve. And with 2025 seeing the release of TF2's SDK, allowing modders and creators to access the TF2 source code, who knows what the future holds for this game. I'd love to know what your experience has been like over the past 2 years with TF2. Let me know if you agree with everything I've said in this video. As always, thank you for watching. Have a great day.